Welcome to the Wolf Sport British Speedway Sidecar Championship Round 4. We're back on the island, the Isle of Wight, and well, as you can see, there's a lot of frantic work going on behind us. On Friday we had a very exciting meeting at Somerset, and so far we've had 3 different winners of rounds. Now if we see another meeting like we saw at Somerset, everybody's in for a treat on this particular DV or video, so sit back and watch the action. Well, the first driver we're going to talk to, very exciting driver. We had some real action at Somerset on Friday night, but of course you've been doing very well in the championship, but it came to a bit of a halt on Friday, didn't it? A few problems there, Somerset.
Yeah, we're going fine. We won the first one, had a couple of seconds, some good rides, and then just got excluded in the last one.
And how many points did you get in the end, remind me?
7.
7, so you got really work to do tonight, haven't you?
I've got a lot of work to do in the remaining rounds if I want to get anywhere now.
Now, the exclusion, when you were excluded, it was rather controversial because I believe your passenger was sort of there hobbling around on the track with the race sort of coming to a halt from the referee, but he stopped it because he saw the passenger there on the track and classed you as the cause of the stoppage, but I believe you weren't too happy with the decision.
No, I wasn't. I mean, there's several riders that are starting to use other riders to try and turn their bike and just riding into them, and it's getting really bad.
Why do you think they're doing this? Are they sort of following the Australian line? Do they do this in Australia, or is it just they've been able to get away with it and so they're doing it more?
I think a lot of it's desperation. They want to win and they're not winning, so they just do anything at all costs. But at the end of the day, it is racing. We've all got to go to work the next day, and I don't want to see anyone get injured.
And tonight, on to tonight's meeting, how have you done in the island before? Have you done quite well on this particular track?
I usually do quite well, but I always seem to have trouble here for some reason. I always have bike trouble or something always goes wrong. But we'll have to wait and see how it goes tonight.
Keeping your fingers crossed.
Definitely.
Fantastic. We'll see you on the racetrack. Good to see you here.
Thanks, Nat.
Thank you very much, Paul. Well, the next competitor I'm going to talk to is actually a legend on the grass track. He won 3 British titles 3 years running on the trot, and recently come into Sidecar Speedway. It's great to see you back on track, Steve Dewison. And how are you finding it now you're on the shale compared with the grass?
Well, Dave, it's pretty interesting, really. It's smoother, obviously, than grass, and as I'm getting older, it's a bit easier on the bones. But you know, I've got to get competitive. I'm reasonably pleased with my circulation speed, but its gating is critical and first corner tactics are critical. So it's a learning curve. I'm hoping to get some good results tonight.
Now, one of your old sparring partners, of course, from the 80s, Steve Smith, is starting to sort of make a big comeback actually on the grass tracks as well. Will that follow suit? Will you be doing the same thing and coming back onto grass on a regular basis as well?
Probably not. I'd like to concentrate on speedway. I've probably not got the time to do 2. But I'll try and get some grass type events in that allow speedway bikes if I can.
Now, having won the British Grass Track Championship many years ago, of course, is that your ambition now to take the speedway title sometime over the next few years? Have you got like a plan of action? Well,
I'd like to be able to compete in, if there is a World Series, I'd like to compete in that, and I'd like to go abroad. So this is sort of the learning season, and if I can become competitive enough, then hopefully I'll get invites to go abroad, and you never know, it might go to Australia and America, hopefully.
Well, there is a talk of the World Championship, the FIM Gold Cup, actually being held here at the island next year, so that should be quite interesting, shouldn't it?
Well, I'll just have to make sure I'm involved.
That's right. Well, it's great to see you back on track, and of course, I used to watch you all those years ago, and of course, it's nice to see you still racing.
Thanks very much, Dave.
Thanks,
cheers.
Well, we're now going to speak to Rob Patterson. We spoke to him at Swindon when I was doing the mic there, and good to see you still having race action every round. I know that you can't get any points being an Australian, but you're certainly hanging on in there and getting plenty of practice.
Yeah, it's been a bit of fun, you know, getting a race over here. Instead of being on the back, I'm on the handlebars for once, so trying to do as many rounds as I can, as many as they'll let me do, which seems to be most of them. Yeah, we'll see how we go tonight. So.
What happens at the end of the British season? Do you go back to Australia and race in Australia?
Yeah, pretty much straight back home and straight on my bike and back on the handlebars there. So, yeah, to me at the moment it's just sort of a bit of practice and keep me riding, keeping the spirit of things. And
with all the practice you're getting over here on the UK tracks, they're going to have rather a bit of a shock in Australia when they go back there. You're going to be beating a few of the regular winners over there, aren't you?
I don't know about that. It's pretty tough competition back at home. So, yeah, like, you know, for me to ride as much as I can here and keep working the bikes, learning different setups, and hopefully it will go home and it'll work. Yeah, it started to come good last year, and hopefully it'll make it go further from there. So
fantastic. Watch out, Darren Chaleur. Here I come. My name's Rob Patterson.
I don't know about that.
Fantastic. Have a great night. We'll see you on the racetrack.
Thank you.
Thanks. Well, we're down in pit lane at the moment, and you hear the bikes all roaring up behind us. But we got Mick Cave with us, and you were going extremely well on Friday. But of course, you missed your first race, which really buggered it up for you, didn't it?
Oh yeah, it did bugger us up. Started going really well. We only got to race 8, and we was out in race 9. Went out and won that, but it was just a hard evening. It's we didn't have no time for nothing. But if we'd have made that first race, we'd have made the final, which just started getting it going now. So yeah, there you go. Never mind.
You're one of the most experienced racers on the sidecar scene. How are you finding it at the moment? Because it was a bit sort of controversial on Friday night. It's a little bit different to how it was years ago, yeah?
Oh, it is a bit different, yeah. It is hard. I had the best of luck last year. I've been really struggling with engines, getting the right setup and stuff. But I think we've just got an engine builder now, sorting the engines out, and I think now we're just starting to get there. So the engine goes back after today, have another look at it, do something else to it, and then hopefully we'll be going a bit better.
Now, obviously Somerset was a different type of track tonight. Obviously Somerset, you were going really well. Is the island your sort of track? Are you suited to this particular circuit?
Oh yeah, I like coming over here. If there's ever a meeting, I'll always come here. One of the best ones, and Newport as well, another lovely track. Like going there, but we just don't go there very often, you know. But there you go.
I hear you may be going to Exeter. That should be fun with a concrete safety fence and a big track.
Yeah, I've never been to Exeter. I'd say never been. I've been and watched it once years ago with the solos, but never rode there. So big experience. We've got to go. Same for everybody.
Be a treat for you.
Oh yeah, be all right. Yeah, nice.
Really well.
Meeting.
Well, you have a great night tonight. If you ride like you did at Somerset and being here on time tonight, you should be okay with get all your full rides in.
Oh, we do our best.
Brilliant. Thanks,
Thanks, Dave.
We've got John Hiscock and Gareth Bemister here. They're just preparing ready for the race meeting, and of course both of them had eventful weekends because John, congratulations, new South Eastern Centre champion. You must be very pleased at your age and your state.
Age ain't got nothing to do with it. When the throttle sticks open, you keep going forward.
All these years and then taking the South Eastern Centre title, you must have been very pleased with that.
Well, I enjoy my racing, no matter what it is, win or lose really. We all want to win, but at the end of the day, it's nice to win a meeting like that against the people what were there really. We had a little bit of luck on the day. That's it, job done.
Now, the European Championship they had here a few weeks ago, you were probably one of the most exciting outfits out there. You were coming from the back. And if you go like that tonight, we should see some impressive performance from you.
Well, we thought we were going to do that at Somerset, and we went wrong. So you didn't say that, really. I think you just got to go along. If it works right for you on the night, you can do it. If it doesn't, there's always another round.
Now, Simon Wall, normally passengers are on the grass tracks. Is there a little bit of needle to see who wins out of the two of you on the shale?
No, not at all. He's a good little rider on the shale. It suits him. But I'll whop his bum on the actual grass track, so it works round and round, you know, so it's just good fun.
Now, your passenger here, Gareth Bemister, very exciting. You weren't there, of course, at Bridgewater on Sunday, but you decided to do a bit of hop, skip and jump on the track, didn't you? And your driver went off into the ropes.
Yeah, it wasn't very good. The bike just picked up and went skyward, and there wasn't a lot we could do about it because it happened so quick. So just trying to hope it doesn't happen again and try and put it behind us and get on with it, really.
Now, you get on the back of a lot of drivers, both obviously grass track mostly, but you've been very experienced. How does this guy, John Hiscock, compare with some of the other drivers that you actually passenger for? That puts him on the spot.
He's older. He's very calm. More so on the speedway, I think. He turns up and says, oh, don't worry, as long as we have a good laugh and enjoy it, let's just get on with it. Whereas some other riders I've rode with have been ever so uptight and, you know, want to be British champion overnight and things, so just nice and calm, really.
Brilliant. Now, to have, obviously for you, Simon on the grass, Gareth on the speedway, do you notice a difference when one of them's on the back? Do they have different, like, habits?
Yeah, I think Simon just gives me a little bit more drive in the right places on grass. With speedway, no English rider has got it right yet. We've got to work a lot harder than what I do. Gareth is doing brilliant. He can't ask for no more than that. We've got to learn a lot more.
Brilliant. Have a great night, both of you. We'll see you on the racetrack.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, our final interview is a gentleman who competed in a fantastic race on Friday night at Somerset, and that's Richard Moore. Richard, that was an absolutely fantastic race with you and Gary Jackson. Take us through it. What was it like for the driver, for you?
Yeah, it was all right. He just had a good gate, went out. I knew he was hovering. It's quite shadowy there, so I kept seeing the shadows behind me, thinking, is that someone or is it my shadow? But then all of a sudden it wasn't. It was like a white and blue shadow come by me, and just go racing, just went after him and brought him back. So it was good. Yeah.
Fantastic. Good race meeting on Friday, wasn't it?
Wasn't so much for me, but it was a good meeting. The crowd loved it. It's the main thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's to help basically the progress of Sidecar Speedway, I think, when you have meetings like that, as close as that.
Oh yeah, same as the ones we do abroad. You're always doing it for the sport, and it's great. They're great, you know.
Fantastic. Well, will we see you on the rostrum tonight?
I'll tell you, 10 o'clock.
Perfect. Might see you then.
All right, thanks. Cheers, Dave.
Richard Moore, Rob Winspear, they've been around a few years now. Richard won the Mark Goodyear Memorial Trophy back in 1994, very experienced campaigner. Rob Winspear has been with him now for a number of years. Simon Wall, very experienced passenger on the flashbacks, but also a very quick driver on the sidecars as well. And watch for Matt Carroll, because he's actually on the Andrew Green now, the ex-Australian champion, Andrew Green. He's got one of his outfits this year. He's got very, very quick indeed, Somerset, and very, very quick indeed. You will see in the programme a rundown on the point, which is on pin 4. So you can see who's been moving on. Here we go, this is yellow, Matt Tyrrell and Sean Yates. There they go past the grandstand. Their winning time 76.4. 76.4. Second in red, Mark Cossar and Hayden Bend. And third in blue, Richard Moore and Rob Witherspoon. So it was a win in yellow for Matt Tyrrell and Sean Yates. Second in red, Mark Cossar and Hayden Bend. And third in blue, Richard Moore and Rob Witherspoon. 76.4 the winning time. And it's 2 minutes time allowance for E number 2. E number 2, Reeds, riding in red, Gary Jackson and Carl Blythe. In blue, Paul Whiteland and Tony Baseby. In green, it's John Hiscock and Gareth Bemister. Paul Whiteman coming into second place. Of course, he was on 15 metres as well, so superb action there. A win in green for John Hiscock and Gareth Bemister. Very appreciated. John and Gareth's winning time is 77.4. The winning time 77.4. Second in blue, Paul Whiteman and Tony Batesby. And third in red, Gary Jackson and Carl Blythe. That winning time again, 77.4. All on 2 minutes. 2 minutes time allowance for all 4 outfits. In blue, it's the reserve, Rob Patterson and Paul Whiteman Jr. In green, Matthew Marola and Andy Wilson. And in yellow, it's Ivan Matthews and Mick States. The lineup for heat number 3. Reigning British champions as well. Ivan Matthews and Mick States going this way. Matthew Marola, former sidecar passenger to top 7 and actually won the Irish Championship. Matthew Marola, father used to race on the GrasstrackSPORT, and actually launched GrasstrackSPORT. Well, show your appreciation there. A win in red for Paul Bickley and Paul Silvera. Winning a time of 78.9, 78.9. So appreciate it again for seeing come back to the paddock and pits. And third, in blue, Rob Patterson and Paul Whiteman Jr. So they finished then. We now move on to heat number 4. Heat number 4, 2 minutes for all 4 outfits. Riding in red, Craig Cheatham and Clyde Reynolds. In blue, Rob King and David Williams. In green, it's Roger Wynn and Ben Goddard. And in yellow, Peter Lloyd and Terry Mavley. Your lineup for heat number 4. So the official result, and it was a win in yellow for Peter Lloyd in Terry Madley in a time of 79.3. Second in red, Craig Cheetham and Clive Reynolds. And third in green, Roger Wynne and Ben Goddard. That winning time again, 79.3. We move on to heat number 5, and they're all on 2 minutes for heat number 5. Riding in red, Martin Newman and Kieran Arnell. Local outfit. In blue, Mick Cave and Dave Hogan. In green, it's Joe Morg and Phil Stoneman. And in yellow, Steve Dewison and Kevin Colborne. Line up for heat number 5. Racing with the rookies. He's a nightclub owner in Weston-super-Mare. And his passenger Phil Stoneman, the Stoneman family. His father used to race, his uncle used to race. His son is racing, he's racing in the events at the moment. Phil Stoneman from the West Country. Racing back in 1989-1990 period. The world of record sidecars, sidecar racing. There's less than 1 minute remaining. Less than 1 minute remaining. Martin Newman and Kieran Arnell, very exciting duo. Of course, they know everything to this track, the local outfit. Second in red, Martin Newman and Kieran Arnell. And third in yellow, Steve Dewison and Kevin Colborne. So they finished 78.9, that winning time. And in fact, at number 14, Joe Morgan Phil Stoneman had the incorrect helmet covers on. So we did actually read out the wrong outfit not going there, but of course it was Joe Morgan Phil Stoneman who finished with 0 points, not being able to get that outfit going. by the fans. It was a very convincing victory there, wasn't it? Let's give him a cheer. Number 6 then, a winning green for Paul Whiteman and Tony Baisby. In second place, in yellow, Craig Cheetham and Clive Reynolds. And third in red, Matt Fumarola and Andy Wilson. The winning time, 78.7. 78.7, just 2 minutes time allowance for heat number 7. Heat number 7, riding in red, it's Roger Wynne and Ben Goddard. In blue, Matt Tyrrell and Sean Yates. In green, Rob Patterson and Paul Whiteman Jr. And in yellow, Marty Newnham and Kieran Arnell. Your lineup heat number 7. And of course, if you remember that Matt Tyrrell and Sean Yates, winner first time out, they're in blue in this one, heat number 7. Side the circuit, we've got some youngsters up on the back, I'm afraid they're not allowed to sit there. Come back round the side here, take the very well, and have a plate coming. Thank you very much. Stewards will be coming over to see you. And third in green, Rob Patterson and Paul Whiteman Jr. That winning time again, 77.6. 2 minutes time allowance goes on for heat number 8. Riding in red is Joe Morgan, Phil Stoneman. We don't have an outfit in blue. In green, it's Rob King and David Williams. And in yellow, Mark Prosser and Hayden Ben. Your line of heat number 8. We've got Rob King and David Williams didn't do too well first time out, nor did Joe Ball. And Mark Prosser got a second place first time out, so obviously the other two got work to do. So we go to heat number 8. Pulling closes up on Mark Patterson, side by side, and they start their final run. In yellow for Mark Prosser and Hayden Bend in a time of 81.7. 81.7. Second in green, Rob King and David Williams, and of course no points for the unlucky Joe Moore and Phil Stoneman. That's two mechanical problems there, all the way to the West Country to have those problems. An expensive night for Joe Moore. Show your appreciation, everybody, as they come back to the Moving on then to race number 9, heat number 9, riding in red, Simon Ward and Kevin Jones. In blue, Ivan Matthews and Mick Stays. In green, it's Mick Cave and Dave Hogan. And in yellow, Gary Jackson and Carl Blythe, your lineup heat number 9, and they're all on 2 minutes. Attention, the coach driver, the bus driver of the blue bus. Could you come to the referee's box, please, to meet Dave Hammett? That's the bus driver for the blue bus. If you'd like to come and see Dave Hammett, he's waiting to see you here in the referee's box. Thank you. We've got some volunteers helping out collecting for the K9 partners. If you can help, please. It is the nominated charity for the Sidecar Speedway Championship. And it's been really some superb racing here at the Isle of Wight. Show your appreciation to these gladiators here as they come back to the pit lane. Heat number 9 then, a win in blue for Ivan Matthews and Mick Stays. In time of 77.8, 77.8. Second in red, Simon Wall and Kevin Jones. And third in green, Mick Cave and Dave Hogan. That's how they finished. And winning time 77.8. Moving on to heat number 10. They're all on 2 minutes for heat number 10. Riding in red, John Hiscock and Gareth Bemister. In blue, Peter Lloyd and Terry Madley. In green, it's Richard Moore and Rob Winspear. And in yellow, Paul Bickley and Paul Silvera. We have 3 heat winners going head to head here in heat number 10. So the athletes come up to the line then, and well, we've got Peter Lloyd turning out to be one first time out. Former solo ace who's been riding at the solo speedway, of course, the top runner back of that, up in the 80s. John Hiscock, experienced campaigner, riding in red, that's the green outfit with the red helmet coat on. And William Green, well, first time out, Ritchie more Rob Ritchie here. They were going extremely well at Somerset on Friday night. They got work only scoring 1 point. So, Team Skeleton, John Hiscock has brought his fan club here this evening and they show their appreciation there. So the official result of heat number 10, a win in red for John Hiscock and Gareth Bemister. Their winning time, 78.6. 78.6. Second in yellow, Paul Bickley and Paul Silvera. And third in green, Richard Moore and Rob Winsky. Winning time again, 78.6. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you'll see the young man there with the t-shirt on, collecting the K9 Partners. It is a fantastic charity. Please do possibly can. That's the way. Thank you very much indeed. You see the having to be said, so you can just have a read and you'll see good work. That's great. Here we go there. This is heat number 11.
Right, let's give you the official result, and it was a winning green for Peter Lloyd and Terry Madley. Their winning time 79 seconds exactly. Second in blue, Gareth Jackson, Carl Blythe. And third in red, Rob Patterson and Paul Whiteman Jr. And winning time again 79 seconds. On we go to heat number 12. They're on 2 minutes time allowance for heat number 12. Riding in red, Rob King and David Williams. In blue, Paul Bickley and Paul Silvera. We don't have anybody going in green, of course, because you've heard just now. Steve Dewison had to withdraw. In yellow, it's Simon Wall and Kevin Jones. That's the lineup then for heat number 12. Simon Wall and Kevin Jones. Second, Paul Bickley and Paul Silvera. What a battle that was. Come on, the Isle of Wight. Let's hear those cheers. Well, what a sensational speedway we're having. So the official result, a win in yellow for Simon Wall and Kevin Jones with a time of 77.9, 77.9. Second in blue, Paul Bickley and Paul Silvera. And third in red, Rob King and David Williams. That winning time again, 77.9. On we go then, P13, it's 2 minutes for all four outfits. Riding in red, it is Mick and Dave Hogan. In blue, Ritchie and Brian Reynolds. Green, unbeaten so far, Matt Tyrrell and Sean Gates. And in yellow is John Hiscock and Gareth Bemister. Also undefeated John Hiscock. Winners at Somerset on fire. Show your appreciation there. Matt Tyrrell and Sean Young remain unbeaten. 3 races, 3 wins. Result then of heat number 13. Winning 3. Matt Tyrrell and Sean Yates. Matt Tyrrell and Sean Yates, the winners. Their time 77.3. Their race time 77.3. Second in yellow, John Hiscock and Gareth Bemister. And third in blue, Craig Cheetham and Clive Reynolds. The winning time 77.3. 2 minutes has gone on. That's for heat number 14. Riding in red is Ritchie and Rob Winspear. In blue, Martin Noonan and Kieran Arnell. In green, Rob Patterson is taking an extra ride here, I believe, in Paul White Jr. And in yellow, Matthew Barola and Andy Wilson is your lineup for heat number 14. 30 seconds remaining, 30 seconds remaining. Green's excluded, so it will be only 3 riders only. So Rob Patterson not taking his extra ride. So 3 riders only. Your local hero, Isle of Wight. Come on, let's have the cheers. Martin Needham and Kieran now taking victory in heat number 14. The win then in blue for Martin Needham and Kieran Arnell. The time of 79 seconds. 79 seconds exactly. Second in red, Richard Moore and Rob Winspear. Look at the flames coming out of that bike. Well, let's finish that result. The second, beyond the fire, you could say, Richard Moore and Rob Winspear in red. And, well, in third in yellow it was Matt Fumarola and Andy Wilson. That winning time again, 79 seconds. So in blue, red, and yellow, the order for the programme. We move on to heat 15s. 2 minutes time allowance for all 4 outfits. Riding in red, Paul Whiteland and Tony Basley. In blue, Mark Cossa and Aidan Baird. In green, Ivan Matthews and Mick Stace. And in yellow, Roger Wynn and Ben Goddard. Well, you will see that the 3 of those outfits have only dropped 1 point each. Ivan Matthews, Paul Whiteland, and Mark Cossa have only dropped 1 point each. This should be very, very interesting here in heat number 15. One minute remaining, just 1 minute remaining. Well, Robert's ever ready to try to get his bike going. The time is ticking away. And the referee says 30 seconds remaining, 30 seconds remaining. The rider red, of course, excluded, didn't get going, so it means it's 3 outfits only. So he wants to keep up those points because he's only dropped 1 point so far. Result then of heat number 15, as I said, there will be a 10-minute interval now, but the result of heat 15, a winning green for Ivan Matthews and Mick Stace. Their winning time, 77.1, 77.1. Second in blue, Mark Cossa and Hayden Bend. And third in yellow, Roger Wynn and Ben Goddard. That winning time again, 77.1. Now, I know there's a few fans here. He brought his own fan club with him. In blue is John Hiscock and Gareth Bemister. Well, that was a bit of a deep groan, wasn't it, eh? But you got there. In green, Martin Needham and Kieran Arnell. And in yellow, any fans for Rob? It's Rob King and David Williams. Right, here we go then. Heat number 16. The pace hots up because we will find very, very shortly the top 4 outfits to go into the grand final. Ida Matthews leading, but what about this? Martin Newnham holding off John Hiscock. Incredible racing here in the island. Show your appreciation, everybody. The sensational Ida Matthews and Mick Stace taking the glory, but what about the second place one? Holding off one of the top outfits in the country, Martin Newnham and Kieran Arnold in second. Right, then the result, a win in red for Ida Matthews and Mick Stace in a time of 77.4, 77.4. In second place, it was in green, Martin Newnham and Kieran Arnold. And third, in blue, John Hiscock and Gareth Bemister. Winning time again, 77.4. We move on to heat number 17. It's 2 minutes. Time allowance for all four outfits. Riding in red, Peter Lloyd and Terry Madley. In blue, Matthew Marola and Andy Wilson. In green is Mark Cosser and Hayden Bent. And in yellow, Mick Cave and Dave Hogan. You'll line up for number 17. Show your appreciation, everybody, here then, as our winner comes around. Peter Lloyd and Terry Madley in red. So, Peter Lloyd and Terry Madley's winning time, 77.9. Second in green, Mark Cosser and Hayden Bent. And third in blue, Matthew Marola and Andy Wilson. Winning time again, 77.9. Heat number 18 is next, and riding In red, we have a non-starter, so no red. In blue, it's Roger Wynne and Ben Goddard. In green, Gary Jackson and Carl Blythe. And in yellow, Richard Moore and Rob Winsfield. Line up at heat number 18. They're all on 2 minutes. Roger Wynne and Ben Goddard there doing the business, beating the former British champions there. Show your appreciation. They're happy with that one, aren't they? Yes. So victory then to Roger Wynne and Ben Goddard in blue in a time of 79 seconds exactly. And second in green, Gary Jackson, Carl Blythe. Now we move on to 79 seconds, by the way, that winning time. On we go to heat number 19. They're on 2 minutes, time allows for heat 19. In red, the unbeaten Matt Tyrrell and Sean Yates. In blue, Joe Morgan, Phil Stoneman. In green, it's Paul Bickley and Paul Silvera. And in yellow, Paul Whiteman and Tony Baisby. Well, of course, they had problems last time out with their machine. Poor old Joe Moggs had major problems with his machine. But Paul Bickley and Paul Silvera, very consistent on 7 points so far. Just 2 points behind Matt Tyrrell and Sean Yates. Here we go then, heat number 19, the pace half surface. We look for the 4 top scorers for the grand final. appreciation, everybody then. Matt Turner and Sean Yates, they go into the grand final unbeaten. So the Cornish Express doing the business there. But what about the race for second place? Paul Bickley and Paul Whiteman, tremendous race action. So the result then of heat number 19, a win in red for Matt Turner and Sean Yates in a time of 77.1. That time again, 77.1. Second in green, Paul Bickley and Paul Silvera. And third in yellow, Paul Whiteman and Tony Baisby. That's how they finished. That winning time again, 77.1. On we go to our final heat before the grand final. Number 15, a non-starter. So riding in blue, it's Simon Wall and Kevin Jones. In green, Craig Cheetham and Clive Reynolds. And in yellow, Rob Patterson and Paul Whiteman Jr. And by my reckoning, I don't think any of these three outfits can actually get into the grand final. We'll run through the points total later on, and the referee will be busy working out the order which they will go in the grand final. Simon Wall, I'll show you appreciation, everybody, as they come round. We'll give you the lineup very shortly for the grand final, but show you appreciation here in heat number 20. Our winners, Simon Wall and Kevin Jones. And Simon's going to put a show on for you here, everybody. Right, let's give you the official result of heat number 20. There he goes down and show your appreciation. Simon Wall and Kevin Jones, the winners in blue. Their winning time is 78.2, 78.2. Second in green, Craig Cheetham and Clive Reynolds. And third in yellow, Rob Patterson and Paul Whiteman Jr. That winning time again, 78.2. Let's give you the lineup then for the grand final. We will run through the points in just a second, but let's give you the lineup. You've got your pens ready, everybody. Riding in red will be Matt Tyrrell and Sean Yates. Matt Tyrrell and Sean Yates in red. In blue, Ivan Matthews and Mick Stays. In blue, Ivan Matthews and Mick Stays. In green, Peter Lloyd and Terry Madley. And in yellow, John Hiscock and Gareth Bemister. Top to tail then, Matt Tyrrell and Sean Yates in red. Ivan Matthews and Mick Stace in blue. In green, Peter Lloyd and Terry Madley. And in yellow, John Hiscock and Gareth Bemister. Gareth Bemister!
Whoa!
Great to see you. Battery is here. Go on, well done, Matt. Great to see you here. Here, a real superstar, Matt. And fantastic to watch him racing all those years with the youth. I saw him in the youth, gradually his way through. Great to watch all the way through. Right, Patron and Sean Yates up in their big positions. They're looking down. And big guy, isn't he? Hey, poor fella. He's on the ex-Andrew Cleve machine. He's won at Somerset. And he looks like he's going down to that gate 3, so 4. Gate 2. Ivan Matthews and Mick Stace looking right out of the inside there, so we'll watch carefully. Big decision this because obviously will very importantly get those points. Unfortunately, John Hiscock and Gareth Bemister have no choice. They will pick the fourth choice. Gate 1 is that? Gate 1? Gate 1 is for Ivan Matthews and Mick Stace. Peter Lloyd with the veteran Terry Madley, celebrating 40 years in racing next year. Puts on 3 fingers. 8-3 of that.
You know what to do, don't you? First 3 8 Would you like this one?
And that leaves John Hiscock and Gareth Bemister. There we go then. This is the World Sports Sidecar Speedway Championship of Great Britain, the Grand Final. I would like to thank Vic, of course, the instant recorder, timekeeper who's been the time singing, and the nice young lady of Kelly who's been doing the music, Andy and Kelly, who watch the live, the gentleman, finger of granddaughter. Okay, so the best to line up for the grand final. So can we give them one more cheer, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? You tune to your favourite one in red, Matt Tyrrell and Sean Yates. In blue, Ivan Matthews and Mick Stays. In green, Peter Lloyd and Terry Madley. And in yellow, John Hiscock and Gareth Bemister. So let battle commence as we go in the grand final. This is round 4, and we will see who gets to trophies home soon. Very, very shortly. Has been stopped and will be rerun with all 4 outfits. All 4 outfits in the rerun. Yellow, John Hiscock and Gareth Bemister. We go again. This is the rerun of the grand final. Stop there by our referee. Unsatisfactory start. He wants it back of the tapes. There's a rerun with all 4 outfits. All 4 outfits. Well, is this a battle royal or what? I tell you what sensational speedway you have here at the Isle of Wight. Closes up on over Matthews. Over Matthews leads back a bit of a battle going on for third place as well. Brings up the grab all the way to the Howdy by John Hiscock. John Hiscock closes right up on the wheel, get a bump on the back. He's on a wheel for that third place. Now Matthews will come over Matthews.
Right now, right, I think we're ready, so we can go to the third place, and in third place, Peter Lloyd and Terry Malley.
Well done, good night,
Peter Lloyd and Terry Malley taking third place. Rick Hamley's in second place.
What, Matt?
Sean Day.
Well done. Real good night. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it was good. Well done, Matt.
Right, now we go to the victors of 1 and 4. I don't want to see the cheers. The winners, Ivor and Matthews.
Well done, boys. There you go. To get on the top place, we'll be up there. Can't see you, mate. Where's he gone? First injury of the evening.
That's it. Let us see the wolf, please, on the body colours, if you don't mind.
Lift
your cups up, guys. Yeah, well done, lovely.
Lovely.
Smashing.
And again. Oh, wait a minute, Peter's in the back there somewhere.
Come on, Peter. Get them flares out your face.
Yeah. In your old time, Pete. Well done.
Boys. Yeah, well, this one will, I can promise. Well done. Well done. Well done. Good night.